23rd November 2019, the last time India's tailsman in modern-day cricket, Virat Kohli, hit a century in any of the formats. Since then, we have gone through a raging pandemic, overcoming 3 devastating waves, seen Pakistan beat India in the World Cup for the first time, witnessed Australia magically lift a T20 World Cup trophy out of nowhere, and most crushingly seen ABD retire. Fair to say Virat Kohli and his dry patch have extended for an eternity now. Yesterday's timid dismissal has further opened the can of discussion regarding Kohli and his future on the Indian side. Is it time for Virat Kohli to step back, retire gracefully, or prove everyone wrong? We evaluate the two situations here. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Piyush, and in this video, I will tell you how it's time for Kohli to retire gracefully or prove everyone wrong. Chasing a modest target of 158 against visitors West Indies, the Indian team on Wednesday managed to chisel out a win in what turned out to be a tense thriller after the initial outburst by skipper Rohit Sharma. India earned the win to go 1-0 up in the 3-match series, but the chase should not have gone to the 20th over if number 3 batsman Virat Kohli had kept his calm. After the debacle in the ODI series where Kohli ended up with scores reading 8, 18 and not, expectations were high from Virat Kohli to change the numbers. While Kohli conjuring up another disappointment was not big news, a manner that was becoming rather frequent and consistent with his batting. Virat Kohli throughout his career, especially for the national team, has played the role of an anchor which steers the innings all through the 20 overs. The other dashers play around him while Virat makes sure the tempo is maintained. However, India's white ball template of seeing off the new ball and teeing at the end has now become obsolete. It was perhaps the reason why India was so brutally ejected out of the last year's T20 World Cup and failed to win any ICC silverware in the last 8 years. Thus, the chatter has been growing to employ a new strategy, akin to what England or West Indies use. The new template involves going extremely hard at the top and keeping the scoring rate high throughout the middle and end. Essentially, the teams are drilled to carry out the onslaught and not worry about the wickets. The strategy has worked beautifully for England. After the horrid run at 2015 50-over World Cup, England has emerged as a major force in the white ball format. However, the civet with this format is that traditional accumulators have to change their game as well. And it looks like Virat Kohli, who is already going through a severe crisis batting-wise and confidence-wise, is unable to keep up with the demands of the new template. Former cricketer and commentator Akash Chopra took a view of Kohli's innings on Wednesday, where he looked uncharacteristically hurried and threw away his wicket at a crucial stage of the innings. Chopra said, "Virat Kohli did not score runs again, and the way he is getting out, that's very unlike him. We are doing very little conversation about Virat Kohli, which is never a good thing. We are not even talking about him. That is hurting me. That must be hurting him." Chopra elaborated upon his statement. Virat Kohli never used to do like this earlier. If a 6 is not required, he never used to hit it and score through singles or fours. He was risk averse, that he will not play the risky shots at all. That is what Virat was all about. But now, he is not playing like that, and that is a bit of a concern. For the first time in many years, the selection committee posed faith in the youngsters for the T20 team. The infusion of Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Harshal Patel, Shreyash Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer and Ruturaj Gaikwad, all proven T20 performers, has given a glimmer that Indian side is looking to reinvent the wheel. However, it appears that Kohli at the key position is slowing the team down. He may play a pivotal role when the pitch is tacky, slow or the wicket fall in a flurry, but the team need not mold this strategy for the exception. This year's World Cup is in Australia and the pitches are going to be hard belters, conducive for batting. Thus, if Kohli wants to retain his place on the T20 side, he needs to start performing once again. We will happily eat our words, and why not? After all, he has been a tremendous player over the years. However, if history has shown us anything, every big player once in a while needs a little shakedown. Kohli at the moment appears immovable, and that perhaps breeds complacency. He is on the wrong side of his 30s and may not be in his prime. And hence it makes all the more sense from the selectors and the team management to give a little tap to the former skipper. Most importantly, Kohli needs to channel his energy into the game. Kohli is not the natural gifted player like say Rohit Sharma. He rose to the top because of his sheer mental toughness and hard work. Kohli is still putting in the hard yards, but he looks a little weak under the cranium. The controversy regarding the captaincy, woke gestures and infighting with the teammates has probably diverted his attention. If Kohli the batter can draw out the white noise and get his basics right, we may very well see a resurgence. Kohli has not scored an international 100 since November 2019. His clock has been stuck on 70 centuries, refusing to tick further. At one point, everyone believed that he would easily emulate Sachin's record of 100 tons. However, such has been the challenge in fortunes that it will be a bigger milestone if Kohli gets to the 71st than the 100th.